Well, here's my big producer. It's up to close to 650 tomatoes, and you can see that there's some green ones left, but all these red ones here. And there's probably, I would say 60 to 80 tomatoes on that. So once I pick all of those, you're looking at 700 tomatoes off of one cherry tomato plant. And unfortunately, it's been really cool. Most of this is shutting down. We haven't been down for the whole week. There was just too much stuff came up, and I couldn't come down here to water. And it miraculously didn't die from lack of water. We didn't have much rain. But there's still a lot of 4th of Julys in here. Ton of green ones on that plant. Ton of green ones there. We get a little Indian summer, which they don't talk about much anymore. I don't know why. But that used to be extra warm periods in the fall. And we have to pick a few. I don't know what it is. It's actually a bee actually working on that flower right there. It has tons of flowers on it. It's just setting very few beans. But you can see all the flowers. I don't know what's causing it because I've never had it happen. Beans are pretty easy. You put them in the ground, they come up, put them on something to climb on, and pick until you get tired of picking them. Not this year. All these flowers. You see any beans hanging on them? There's a few up in here. There's a few right there we can pick. But considering all these flowers, you just think we would be up to our ears in beans. Now on this end of our sweet millions, there's probably 100 just on these 3 plants. At least 75. You can see some of these in the middle are dead. The one on the end's alive, that one's alive, and it still has cherry tomatoes on it. And get them all the way up to frost. Well, that's what I picked off that last plant that produced so many, 87. That puts us over 700. And I'll show you something else on the plant. A bunch of them split. I took them off and threw them on the ground, and a bunch fell off while I picked. And just to let you know that I'm not picking any off these others. I haven't picked these yet. And this isn't the first time I've grown 700 cherry tomatoes on a plant. At our house we did it religiously. This one here's got a load on it. These were several of them in here produced like the one on the end. And walk down here, and now you can see it's been picked pretty clean. There's still some little tiny red ones on there I would count. A lot of these fell off when I was picking them, because sometimes when you get in here touching them, especially on this dead stuff, you know, and I don't count these, they would have to be a red one that you could eat. Like I just picked this one off that, and when I did it, 4 or 5 of them fell on the ground. You can see those fresh ones that just hit the ground with the green tops on them. You almost have to have a basket underneath you at this time of year. And they're starting to split, although it hadn't rained. Oh God, they are still sweet. Well, today's Saturday, October the 4th, and I've been down there for over a week. And this is what we picked today. We got 1 squash, I don't know, a dozen or so butter boys. Most of the okra's too big to eat because it's been a week since they were picked. We got 87 off of that last cherry tomato plant. This is what I picked off the rest of the cherry tomato plants. This time of year they have a tendency to split when you pull them off, and they'll split being in this bag with the weight of the other ones on it. That's some 4th of Julys that we picked, and these are the green beans we picked, which is about equal to what we picked so far this season. And the reason they're in 2 different bags is I string mine as I pick, and my bride doesn't. Well, I'm going to do this one-handed if I can get the right knife in my hand. It's split open on its own. Spin this thing around. That's the old-fashioned plugging. I don't know if anybody even plugs melons anymore. But you can plug them and get a taste of it. Normally it'll pull it all the way to the bottom of the plug, and that one came apart. That doesn't taste too bad.